are back, and we have been having an incredible time here on the Standard Podcast. The Standard Podcast was created for the woman who did not plan to be a disruptor, but life left her with no option. A woman who disrupts is one who intentionally challenges systems, mindsets, and patterns that keep people, organizations, or cultures stuck, while introducing a new, higher standard of truth, order, or possibility. This podcast is for the woman who refuses to die in dysfunction. I am Pastor Kelly Ogwezi. You can just call me PK. Once again, I am joined by my bestie, my best friend in the whole wide world, Ra. Hey, bestie.
Hey, boo.
And we have a special guest today, bestie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. We are joined by none other than Dr. Tiffany Love, who is one of the baddest fashion designers of this generation.
Understatement.
Oh, my God. Like, she's so fly.
Yeah.
And she has one of the craziest testimonies.
Yes, and do.
You would never think that sweet little Tiff used to be a pimp.
A bona fide one. A bona fide one.
Woo! Oh my God. Hey, y'all ready to hear this tea? I bet people like, hold up, what you mean? What you mean? Yeah. So today's episode is called Pimping is Easy.
Okay.
And was very.
Ooh.
And was very.
Oh. Okay. Let me set the stage. Let me set the stage for this tea today. It's gonna be some tea today.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. A woman gets fed up with being cheated on. Look at Bessie already amen it. And decides to make every man pay.
Yes.
I feel you, sis, for real. For what one man did. Yes. So we'll ask, is it fair? Where's the line between protecting your heart and becoming what hurt you? And so we're going to ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then walk us through what happened in the relationship that pushed you over the edge, and then just kind of tell us about what happened.
Okay. Well, I grew up in a very male-dominant house. I was the only girl in the house. So I had brothers that were 10 years older than me, 7 years older than me, and I'm the only girl. And to top it off, my daddy took me to play flag football. So I already had that kind of, masculine energy from the start, right? So they wouldn't pass me the flag football. And I said, well, I'm going to intercept the pass. So I already had that mindset of, if you're not going to give me the ball, I'll just intercept the mug anyway. Okay. So I did that. I intercepted the pass, and that's when my dad knew that I could run track. So during the time, I've always been a runner, right? So during the time, my dad was also Keith Sweat's interior decorator, LaFace Records.
Girl, this is just in your DNA.
It's in my DNA.
Your mom, too, though, was into design.
Yes, my mom was into design. She got it from my dad, though. Because my mom was originally a respiratory therapist, and she was the first black paramedic in Dade County, Florida.
Wow.
And so she made history out there. So she met my dad, and my dad, loved my dad. Beautiful man, handsome man, but he was a womanizer, honey.
Mine was too, child.
Ooh, a womanizer. So with that womanizer mentality came drugs, alcohol, and, he would hit my mom in front of me. So I kind of developed that mindset of, okay, maybe this is how a man is supposed to treat me.
We talked about this on a prior episode.
And so that led me, when I got a track scholarship to college, I ended up meeting a man that was 20 years older than me. And what was I looking for? I was looking for a father.
We were talking about this on one of our other episodes. Yeah.
I was looking for a father. And so during that time, of being in college, I married this man who was 20 years older than me, and I became the first black woman to be crowned Miss Tennessee USA.
So you married this guy?
Married this guy.
20 years older than you?
20 years older than me.
So during the marriage you won a beauty pageant?
Yes, during the marriage, won a beauty pageant.
How old were you when you won?
I was like 24 at the time.
Okay.
24. And I did not know he had an underlying cocaine addiction.
Jesus.
So this man would use drugs, and then he would stay gone for like a week. And I'm here to pay bills and do things all by myself. And, I was very educated. So how did this end up happening to me? I was saying to myself, degree.
So were you already into social work things? I know your doctor's in social work.
Yes. Had a degree in education.
No, your doctor's in divinity.
Divinity, yes.
But you have a master's in social work.
And I have a master's in social work. So was doing therapy for Vanderbilt University psych department. And you would think, how would somebody so educated get caught up in this mess?
Ooh,
How do we
that's the
get
question
caught
we
up
have.
in this, right? So I just got tired of being left at home. I got tired of the cocaine binges that he would go on.
How did you find out that he was using?
Girl.
And me and Rawa, you know, we're both nurse practitioners, but we were psych nurses. So the fact that you were, we in the same vein.
Twin. So
yes, we call each other twin.
So I found out because I got a phone call from one. I had a Chevron credit card, and they says, "Ma'am, somebody's using your card in areas we know you don't go to." And I said, "What do you mean?" So this man was pumping gas with my credit card, getting the money for the gas for the credit card.
Getting gas for other people. They were paying him
Yes.
like a discount or something.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
And I said, "What?" I said, "What's going on?" Then I looked on the sink. His wedding band was gone. And he tried to say he washed his hand and it fell out down the drain. I said, nah, a $10,000 wedding band is not, you don't just be careless.
So
like that.
was he wealthy?
He had money, yeah.
Okay.
He had money also. And we had built some things together as well.
Okay.
So he ends up lying to me, and I'm saying, like, how do you blow this kind of money? Every time he would get a paycheck, or money would just be gone. And I'm left with my check. I said, something's going on. And come to find out, how I found out, I got a letter in the mail from one of those fast cash advantage.
Like those check cashing
Girl,
places?
yes. And who does that ghetto mess? Okay, so
baby, I back in the day, but I learned from that.
Yeah.
You never can get out of that. Oh my
Girl,
God.
listen, I opened the letter and there was a check, and on top of the check was a woman's name. And it was made out to my husband.
Wait a minute, hold up. What you mean?
Okay.
He had taken out a loan for
Yes, and her name was on the little check.
so
and
they
it
had
bounced.
done it together?
Yes. So I called. I said, excuse me, why is my husband's name on your check? She said, who's your husband? So I said his name.
Okay.
And I said, are you sleeping with my husband? She said, girl, we so high, I don't know what's going on. And I said, oh, we doing that. So when he came home, I was like, I'm done.
So how did you get her number? It was on the check?
It was
you
on
know
the
phone
check.
change. Yeah, your phone number used to be on your check.
It was on the
everything
check.
about it. Especially back then.
Yeah.
Yes, this was in 2008.
Yes,
Okay, so
okay.
his name's on the check, her name's on the check, and I called her and I'm like,
She said,
okay.
we so high, I don't know what's going on.
She said, ma'am, I was so high, I probably don't even know what was going on. So I knew she was a druggie. So, you know, they say cocaine is a heck of a drug, right? They get freaky, they do every kind of thing when they on that cocaine. So I remember confronting him, and he was so nice, though. This is the crazy part about it, y'all. He was a nice narcissist. He would buy me gifts, and he would do things to the point where he would just be so sweet, and then he would be in the pulpit preaching the next day.
Oh, he was a preacher?
Girl, he was a preacher.
No.
Yes,
Oh.
ma'am. Made it that worse. Was a preacher.
Oh, yeah, those are the worst.
Was a preacher. and still today, he's a very nice person.
Yeah.
He respects me, but only thing I got out of that was the last name Love, and I kept that
It's
name.
a nice last
Because
name. It kind of seems like a pen name.
yeah, and it kind of taught me to continue to walk out of love.
You're going to have
And
to
I
deal with
had
some stuff like that.
Yeah.
So was he functional? You had no idea that
He was
really...
a very functional cocaine abuser. Yes, he was a very functional cocaine abuser.
So what happened? Bess, you got any questions right now?
Yeah, what you was about to ask her, what caused her to?
What happened? How'd you turn into a pimp? That's what we want to
All
know.
right, so this is where the good stuff goes.
Okay.
So my best friend, she was a stripper in Magic City in Atlanta.
Oh, Bestie, we chose the wrong profession.
ATL,
I'm from Atlanta, and my best friend, she's retired. Now I'm not gonna say her name, but
So
woo,
your
we
best
did some
friend was a stripper.
things. Yes.
Okay.
an exotic dancer.
Yes, she was an exotic dancer, and I was on a full track scholarship as she started that profession. I would go back and forth to Atlanta.
Did she make good money?
Oh God! Super Bowl weekend over $200,000. Super Bowl weekend, just the weekend, $200,000. I was like, dude, I'm in the wrong game. I'm a broke college student
My
at the time we
God.
started, right? So she talks to me about it, and she's like, girl, you don't understand what goes on. And the red light went off. I said, hold on, I'm a business-minded person, right?
Yeah.
And she said, all you got to do is do this. I said, well, I'm too skinny. I don't have no butt. I can't strip. And I'm on a track scholarship, so that ain't going to fall.
She said, I don't have a butt. I can't strip.
I can't. I'm like, I got a white girl body, right? I just do. Hey, it is what it is. I can talk about it. So during that process, she began to explain to me how the game is ran. I went inside the strip club, and I began to see how it was ran. I was
So
like,
you saw the system behind it.
yes, and baby, the men would be coming up to me like, "Oh, you fine, you doing this," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's on." And I was like, "You know, I was Miss Georgia," and da-da-da-da. They're like, "What you doing in here?" And I would be like, "Well, I'm here because my best friend strips." I said, "I don't take off my clothes." And so I started learning why these men would come in these strip clubs, right? I started getting close to these men, and I would be like, "So, what y'all doing after this?"
Yeah.
And they would be like, "Oh, we ain't doing nothing. What's going on?" So I would get with my best friend who stripped. I said, "Well, let's run an underground sting." So we would get all the girls hold on, it gets good. So we would get all the girls who basically they weren't good enough to work at Magic City. They wanted to strip, but they just
They ain't have
so we
it.
was like, we know what you can do though. We would get the men that was coming to Magic City, and after the show, we would say, "Hey, you can come to the hotel over here. You get your own private dancer."
Yeah.
Okay.
Dancing for money, really, real, right? And so I was like the madam.
Okay.
I wasn't stripping, baby. I was pimping, baby. Like, okay, hey, you going over here at this time? They need
So
you
you
over
had
here
a whole
this time.
organized system that you masterminded.
And masterminded, and baby was good with it. Flying to every city, Houston, Vegas, you name it. We was there.
So how long did this go on?
For about 3 years.
How much money did you make?
Who Jesus. Between the 3 years, I would say close to, $250,000 at least.
At least.
And that's just because I wasn't consistently doing it every night. But I would do it on them Super Bowl weekends. In them weekends where you can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So how did you go from the marriage to running an organized pimp system?
Okay, so from the marriage, because of that situation when he cheated on me, I was...
So you feel like he cheated with the one that said she was too high?
I know he did.
Okay.
I know he did. Because later on, an 8-year-old child came out of the picture, and I was already divorced after then. So I made the right decision.
So he had a child with the high lady?
He had to. She wasn't low.
Oh, Jesus. Well, maybe she was low.
Well,
But y'all never had that conversation?
I didn't.
You just let it be?
And two, it was what I think you guys had talked about in the previous podcast. It was just like he was older, and I just wasn't attracted anymore.
Yeah.
He could not perform and do the things I wanted him to do. I was in my 20s, late 20s, about to be 30. I just wanted something different at that time. So I ended up meeting another man in Atlanta through this whole process. And girl, that's when the whole jumping city to city, girl, I was good at it.
So the other person that you met, he partnered with you in this venture?
Yes.
So how?
Yes.
So what was y'all's relationship? This was like your boyfriend?
You could say he was, and this is how the second marriage started. He was.
Oh, really?
I didn't marry him. I'm gonna tell you how that went down.
Oh, okay.
So he wanted to be with me, this guy that I was doing the partying with and everything, but I wasn't into the long distance relationships. I couldn't trust that. So I ended up meeting a man doing a community service event, who ended up being my second husband. He's the one that you saw on the
Yeah.
videos.
He's nice. Yeah.
So he somehow wowed me. I should have known better because he was sleeping on his daddy couch when I met him, and that's not the pimp mode. You know, I was trying to get out of the mode.
So you wanted to get out of it.
I wanted to, and he helped me.
So how did you feel? Orchestrating these women. So they were having sex with these people, I'm sure. Some of them at least.
I didn't witness that.
Okay.
Because that was
So
one of
what
the
was
rule
it
of
they were
thumb.
signing up for?
They
Just
were
dancing?
Just dancing. Private
And
dancing. Now, what they did on the outside,
That had nothing to do with you.
that had nothing to do with
So
me.
basically the agreement was for dances.
Just for dancing.
Got you.
Just
so
for
anything they did
dancing.
beyond that had nothing to do with
It
you.
had nothing to do with me.
Okay.
And I didn't promote the whole prostitution thing. Like, no, that's
Okay.
illegal.
Yes,
so
it
I
is,
wouldn't
right.
have gotten my name out there like that to do nothing like that. No.
Yeah. So
No.
did you feel like you were getting payback for what happened to you some kind of way? Like, what's the connection?
So the connection with the man that I ended up being with,
Yes.
that I married the second time. So the connection with that was, I would say I felt sorry for him, thinking that, hey, he was trying to change me the same time I was trying to change him. And what ended up happening is he kept noticing I kept going to Atlanta every weekend. He was like,
This is the person you ended up with.
the second person I married.
Right. So he didn't know what you were doing at first?
No, he knew nothing. No. And that's, girl knew nothing, but he caught on to something because he was like, why are you every weekend? Why you got to be in Atlanta?
So what did he thought your profession was?
What I went, yeah.
Okay.
So you were working as a social worker?
I was socially, baby.
You were social.
I was social, baby. So I said, okay, because he caught on. And what ends up happening is the guy that I was doing all the traveling with in the cities, he ends up knocking on the door because he wanted to propose to me. He wanted to really be with me. And
he knocked on the door. Are you with your now husband?
no. This is a whole nother box.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
what door did he knock on?
He knocked on my apartment door after I got the divorce from the first husband.
Yes.
The second
That you were kind of traveling around with.
Yes, guy that really wanted to be with me. He knocks on the door, and I'm with the second husband I married.
He was over there.
Yes.
Okay.
He
were
was
y'all a couple yet?
We were just talking, getting ready to be serious.
Okay.
And the one in Atlanta, I just could not commit to him because I didn't want to do the long distance thing.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the one that was local in Nashville was something fun to do because he was local.
Yes.
So the guy knocks on my door with roses in a ring.
No way.
And I'm like, what are you doing here? First of all, how you know where I live?
Yeah.
Oh.
I said, how you know?
Because he lived in Atlanta.
He lived in Atlanta, so that lets me know you've been tracking me. How did you know where I live? So, girl, they get to arguing inside the apartment, full out, about to fight, everything. And then the other guy was like, you disgust me. This what you've been going to Atlanta for? Because you talking to him? And my whole world just crashed. And then during that time, I just had a come to Jesus meeting. God was talking to me. He said, you're beautiful, but you're locked behind bars. And I said, whoa, that was deep. I'm locked behind the bars of my own mental thinking. And
What was your thinking at that time when you got into this? You got with your best friend who was a stripper. How did you feel about her being a stripper?
I just felt like that's the cards that were dealt to her. She had gone through a lot of physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, and I think that was her outlet. That was her cry for help. That was her pain. And that's what she was good at. I mean, she was good at it. She was like one of the top dancers.
Really?
Yes. And when you're a top dancer, they even have insurance on you.
Wow.
Yes.
And so in your mind, were you saying, okay, I guess I'm trying to understand, how did you feel like you were making men pay for what happened to you?
I
Like by
was.
being in control? Like tell me how you felt.
Yes.
That you were being vindicated like on your own.
Because it was like, to hurt them gave me the feeling of gratification.
But how were you hurting them?
By taking their money, their cars. Okay, so
Oh, yeah, you're not telling us the whole story then. Okay, tell
I'm
us.
not done
Oh,
yet.
okay.
So it got to a point, Pastor
She
Kelly,
said she took their cars.
I was so good that I could sell bobby pins to a bald-headed man and convince him that he had hair. I could take his Rolex. I could take his car. I had a man's Range Rover for about a year. In college, and my mama would be like, "What you doing with that Range Rover?" I said, "Mama, that's my balance of aid check paid for this." She said, "Ain't no balance of aid check."
So how did you end up with the man's Range Rover?
Because
What was the
he
exchange?
gave it to me.
Why?
Because he loved who I was as a person. He thought I was gonna marry him. I made all these men think I was gonna marry him.
The ones that you were connecting for lap dances?
The ones I was connecting, yes. So since I wasn't taking off my clothes or
They
sleeping
really
with them,
wanted you.
They wanted me because I was like the prize. I was the token. Because I wasn't taking off my clothes. I was just the connector point to the Underground Railroad.
And so they wanted you
They wanted me.
because you were the one that was off limits.
Sophisticated, off limits, wasn't gonna touch me because I had an image to uphold. Remember,
So you
I
didn't
was-
fool with any of them.
None of them. None of them. None of them.
But you did all of this to pay men back for what happened to you.
Yes.
So
I
how
broke
did it
their
feel?
hearts.
You broke their hearts?
I broke
They
their
thought it was
hearts.
going to be something?
They thought it was going to be
Each
something.
one of them?
These
How many
men-
would you say thought that y'all had something for real? So you were playing them like
It's
in
about-
different states?
Yes. About 15 of them at one time.
15?
And girl,
Wait a minute.
clothes paid for, bags paid for, jewelry paid for, anything I wanted, cars, all of that. And keep in mind,
And you remembered all their names?
How did you keep up with 15 men?
because of the money. The money.
It was a business
Yeah,
transaction.
come on
Oh,
now.
you were keeping records and
Yeah,
stuff.
honey, yes. I had a whole business, baby.
Did you have a
was
name for
easy.
your business?
No, I didn't have a name.
Pimping is easy. We're going to go back and name it. I'm just kidding, y'all. No,
just
it's
play.
just to get y'all to watch.
Right.
Calm down.
Exactly.
It's okay. This is a testimony.
It's a testimony.
Okay.
And, you know, part of what happened with this testimony is this is how the ministry became about, beauty behind bars. So, as I was telling you, God was like, you're beautiful, but you're locked behind bars. You are really mentally incarcerated with the things you're doing. And at that
Did you tell yourself it was okay?
I told myself it was okay. I made excuses. I'm educated. I'm this, I'm that. I'm doing this. I'm okay.
Do you think you took advantage of those guys?
I definitely took advantage of them.
Was it easy?
It was very easy.
What do you think was the play? Just because you were beautiful?
I was very beautiful, yeah. And they loved the fact that I was a beauty queen.
Yeah, because you're like a two-time beauty queen, right?
Two-time. Three-time, actually.
That's amazing.
3-time. I won 2 titles in the state of Tennessee. Was the first black woman in both of those titles.
And then what's the third one?
Miss Georgia.
Okay, and so you got it twice in Tennessee and once in Georgia.
2 different pageant systems in Tennessee. There's USA and then there's international.
Okay, and you got them both.
I got them both.
Wow. And so they knew how did you kind of made this a part of your profile portfolio.
Yes, I was Googleable, so they know.
Really?
And you know, in 2008, I trained for the Olympics. Teams. Yep.
Wow. Mastermind this whole thing. So you were doing all of this and doing that?
All of it. I was running track seriously.
And doing all of this?
And doing all of it.
So you were making like stupid money?
Yes.
So how did you end up breaking it off with, well, it really wasn't anything. They thought it was something.
They thought it was something. And then the second husband that I married, we stayed together for 8 years. And all the time, it kind of backfired on me. You reap what you sow. He ended up sleeping with several prostitutes behind my back while I'm doing ministry. Because I finally came to the Lord and I was serious. And the whole time I was doing ministry work, he was doing what he was doing.
Whoa, wait a minute. So so you on your third husband?
This is my third and last.
Amen. I'm with you on
this
that.
This one
yeah,
is.
he's good.
He's
okay.
This one is truly my assignment partner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the second one was sleeping with prostitutes.
Yes.
I had a friend who was with a guy who was sleeping with prostitutes. She married him anyway.
See, I didn't know this before.
No, she knew. She found out.
Oh, see.
But she still married him. And I think even once they got married,
he was still doing it.
So tell us about that. So you had the first husband that was on drugs and cheated.
Yes.
Then this second person you were with, you were doing this whole thing.
I had quit doing the lifestyle of being
because he figured it out. Okay.
And that's when I really had a come to Jesus meeting. God told me, he's like, why are you doing this? You're running from the pain of your father. You're running from the pain of your father. When are you going to face it? And remember, I'm used to a flashy lifestyle because my daddy was very flashy, good-looking man. And just when you work for Keith Sweat, you know, in the 80s and 90s, you talking about crazy. You talking about jaws being thrown on the
set. Ooh, yeah. My mama loved her some Keith Sweat, baby.
I'm telling you. So from there, that pain I wanted Daddy to be there for me. I didn't have my dad to tell me what to watch out for and the warning signs. My dad was with me from born to age 15. After 15, my parents remarried and married 3 times trying to make it work. And my mom...
That's right. Your mother and father married each other 3 times.
3 times. And just really trying to make it work. And my mom was that old school Pentecostal. They just stayed. You stay and you stick through it. But I was like, no, ma'am, that is not my story. Mama, I love you. Mama, I love you. But that's not what I can do. I can't do that. I can't stay. So I ended up trying to do it right in the second marriage, really trying to do it right. Like, really was gung-ho for the Lord. I mean, working with big-time ministers. At that time, my spiritual mother at that time was Juanita Bynum. Like, she helped me with the whole No More Sheets thing.
Oh, yeah.
She preached at my first Beauty Behind Bars conference, raised all the money and gave the money to me.
Wow.
And said, you continue to do what you're doing. And from there, I kept this ministry going, and then I got contacted by San Quentin Prison.
To go into the prison.
So never wanted to do prison ministry at all. But I had a brother that passed away of leukemia on Mother's Day 2 years ago. He was in and out of the prison system. So I knew a lot about the prison system and mental health because of my brother. That's really why I got involved in the mental health part of what I was doing. And as I'm really living for the Lord, traveling to different cities, hosting these conferences, going to prisons, I'm thinking this man is at home doing what he needs to do. But baby, he was blessing me to blind me.
So he was giving you lavish gifts.
He was giving me gifts. We had a big time moving company together. He was pretending he was on a move.
So the first husband gave you a lot of gifts too?
A lot of gifts.
Okay, I got you.
So
okay, so the
like
second one did too.
The second
so
one did.
how'd you find out about the prostitutes? And do you know how many it was? Or
I
you just...
don't know how many it was, but
Jesus.
you know, when you share a phone line, you would think somebody would have
back in those
sense
days,
to know that the call log is going to have everybody you call. This number kept repeating on the log, and it was at different times of the morning. I'm like, hold on. So I called the number, and the girl is like, hello, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing good. I said, I was just trying to figure out why your number is on my phone log so much. And she was like, I said, do you know such and such, my ex-husband's name? She's like, oh, yeah, that's my boyfriend. I was like, that's your boyfriend.
Oh,
and I
God.
knew she was young because she was like, yeah, you can come to my house. I said, what's the address?
Wait a minute.
So it's kind of like the flip side of the story. It came back. It's like I reaped what I sowed.
So did you go to her house?
I did and did. She was very nice and young. And just,
And
so
was that
sweet.
like really considered? She really feel like he was her boyfriend?
And she cried. She cried on my shoulder. I held her, and I was just like, this is wild.
But she wasn't a prostitute.
No. Well,
But they'll...
she had some activity that she probably could have been. I won't accuse her of being one, but she had, according to what I could see from her Facebook page, she kind of was soliciting, doing different things.
How long had they been together?
She said they were together about a year after I had called. So
After you called?
After I called. It had been a year. So he's been playing this life. Keep in mind, I've been married to him for 8 years.
Wait, so even after you talked to her, they were together for another year?
They were together a year
Before you called?
Before I called, yeah.
Okay, so what did
Yeah.
he say about it? When
So
you...
this is where it gets real interesting. So she says, here, these are all the hotels he's met me at. Like, she had history. She says, just in case you have to take him to court when you divorce him, because I told her I was done with him so she could have him, basically.
Yeah.
She was like, well, I don't want him either. And she was crying. Because she made this, I said, how old did he tell you he was?
Yeah.
At that time, he was 44. She was like, yeah, he told me he was like 30. I said, no, because he looked young. I said, he's about 45. She was like, oh, no, I'm so sorry. She was crying, and I just consoled her, and I was just like, oh, you're going to be fine. I said, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to divorce him. So she said, well, I got all the text messages. You know, she's
Jesus.
real young, so she's giving me everything I need to bait him up. So he comes home, and I said, me and you need to talk. And he's like, what's going on? I said, so you making me think you on moves, but you moving all right. And I said, what's going on? That was the first time he got caught. He was like, what? I said, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. So I stayed in it a couple of more years.
Wow.
Yeah, Kelly, it's crazy. Because at this time, I could not be beauty behind bars the second sentence. I was in my ministry full time.
Yeah, I got you.
And I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
want
You didn't want to deal with
I
that.
didn't want to deal with it. I'm on 700 Club, all this stuff.
Right.
And, you know, really doing big
And
things.
so you felt pressured at this time to stay
yes,
in the marriage
I stayed, yes.
for the sake of how it appeared to other people.
Exactly.
So were y'all truly like still married, like within the home, like still working on the marriage?
Yes.
And y'all were actually trying.
Yes.
So what about intimacy? Since he was sleeping with prostitutes,
So-
how did he treat you intimately?
I could not get into it.
What about him?
I mean, and he was never there because he was moving all the time. So that's another thing. So I caught on to it again. I said, I believe you're cheating again.
So did he used to show interest and then he stopped showing interest?
He stopped showing interest, and I stopped showing interest because he wanted me to be out of town as much as he could be. So he would pay for my conferences, all of that, for me to host women's conferences in the ministry. So he was blessing me to blind me so I could stay gone because if I'm gone, he could be gone.
Yeah.
And so this is what broke the camel's back for me. He was going on a move on a weekend, and I was cleaning out. Something said, go clean out his suitcase. So I get ready to clean out his suitcase, and what falls out is a prostitution solicitation paperwork. He had got cited. And I said, okay. I said, I got the proof I need. And at that time, my daddy moved in with me because he was dying of stage 4 prostate cancer. So the relationship I always wanted with my father, and I'm getting emotional. The relationship I always wanted with my father happened then. my father began to see how he treated my mom affected me. And that's why I'm always an advocate of men with daughters. You have to spend time with your daughters. You have to treat the daughter's mother correctly in front of, because it's going to make her become this vicious person if you don't. If you do not, she will become somebody that will seek society for her pain that she's going through. So my dad told me, you know, he was diagnosed with cancer, and he says, I said, well, Daddy, I want you to come be with me for the 2 years of your life. We built the best relationship.
Yeah, my dad, we reconciled too before he passed. Yeah.
I ran in the room and I cried. I sat on my daddy's lap and I buried my head in his chest, my dying, sick, frail dad.
Yeah.
And he said, what's wrong, baby? I said, Dad, I showed him the paperwork.
Jesus.
He says, you got to leave him. He
Yeah.
says, baby.
So he got cited by the police for
Yes.
prostitution?
Yes.
Did he have a charge for that?
No, he had to go through classes and he had to get tested and all that kind of stuff. Really? So I was able to go through the paperwork, and there was a code you had to put in to get your results and everything.
Yeah.
So I put the code in that was on the paperwork, and it said negative for everything. I was just like, thank you, Jesus. So I went to myself to go get tested for things. So I wasn't going to just go by his results. I wanted my own. So I remember crying that night at my daddy's shoulder. My daddy said, you're going to have to leave him because he's got a serious problem. Anytime a man is sleeping with prostitutes on the level that he's sleeping, where he's getting citations, that's serious. And he says, I don't want to have to shoot him dead, because I will. I ain't got nothing to lose. That's what my daddy said at the time. And so I remember going through that whole process, and something just went off in my head and said, go be with your friends. Go out. I said, Daddy, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out with my best friend. So I didn't go out with my best friend. I ended up driving. We had a casino about an hour away. So I just wanted to do something fun. I go to the casino. I go to the craps table. The ex-husband taught me how to play craps, by the way, in the casino. So I just did that for fun times, and it was something I would do with my brother, too. Went to the casino, and there's a man at the table. And I was just like...
Me and Bessie did the same thing. What kind of man?
Yeah.
A fine man. A tall man. A good-looking man.
We went to the wrong place.
A good-looking man. I was just like, who is this? And at the time, I'm married, so I didn't, hit on him. He didn't hit on me. He's at the crap table, and we're playing all through the night craps, having fun, winning money. And
The same day you found out?
Yes, the
Shut
same day I
up.
found out.
Oh,
Yes,
my
yes,
God.
yes. So I'm winning money still.
Oh, my God.
So I end up meeting him at the crap table, and this guy, he was just like, I don't feel like driving home tonight. And I was like, well, I got this suite at the hotel.
With the guy you just met at the crap table, Jesus.
Listen,
Oh,
listen, hold on.
Lord.
It gets good. It gets real good. God. At the casino, honey, they got the cameras everywhere. They not gonna do you safe. You safer than on the street at the casino. Trust me, ain't nothing going down at the casino. You
At
real
the
safe.
casino.
So we end up talking all night. Remember the movie Waiting to Exhale?
Yes.
You remember when what's the guy name in the movie? He would end up
Not Tay Diggs.
No, he met
It's been a while since I watched the movie.
Okay, well, what is the guy's name? Dark skinned man. I cannot
Morris
think
Chestnut.
No.
Oh. Was he in that movie?
I can't think of his name.
I'm just thinking of fine actors. I don't know.
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yeah,
You
okay.
remember the scene where Wesley Snipes meets Angela Bassett, and she kind of like lays on his chest and they just talk all night?
I think I do vaguely
That's
remember
what ended
that.
up
I more
happening.
remember when she burnt up everything.
Oh, yeah, we all remember that part. So we end up talking all night, and this guy was so nice. He didn't try to hit on me. He didn't try to have sex with me, because I'm used to that. I'm used to being hit on and all that. So the next day we get up. I said, well, it was nice to meet you. I left out because I got to go back home. I know my daddy at this point, like, where is my daughter? I get home. On the way home, I called this guy. I'm like, are you out my room yet? Because my card on that room.
Yeah.
And I said, by the way, I want to thank you for being such a gentleman to me. You were such a gentleman. You didn't try to hit on me. I said, by the way, my name is Tiffany, and this is...
So y'all spent the night together, didn't know each other's names?
Didn't know nothing about each other.
God.
And I gave him... Then I said, I want you to Google the name Tiffany. He put in my name, and he says, wait a minute. He said, you mean to tell me I was with Miss Tennessee last night? Because I was dressed down. I looked a mess on purpose.
Oh.
And I said, yeah. He was like, oh, my God. And then so I said, well, do you like roller coasters or anything like that? He's like, yeah. So we ended up just going out on the weekends. I'm at this point, the ex-husband, we out of the house with each other because he done cheated him. And I'm going through my daddy paid for the divorce. So I'm waiting on the divorce to be final. And my dad's like, why are you so happy all of a sudden? I said,
baby, it's the fact that you bumped into, you ran into him the same. That is,
I did.
That is crazy.
And at that time, you want to hear something funny? He was done with black women because he had his girlfriend was cheating on him for 6 years. And he was going to marry the girl and everything. And she ended up showing her tail. And he was like, I came to the casino because I was angry.
Oh, my God.
And so he was like, I was done with y'all sisters. He was like, I was done. So we ended up going out of town. And while we're out of town, gets real good. So the ex-husband and I, the divorce isn't final yet. So we have all these moving companies. I'm being part of the business. I said, well, we're gonna put these last little moves in, blah, blah, blah. I go with him to the Army base to move a couple out of the Army base. Now, keep in mind, you can't have no warrants and all that when you go on the Army base.
Yeah.
This dude goes on the Army base. He got warrants for his arrest, my ex-husband. So you know what they did with his property? They gave it all to me. They said, well, you the wife, right? I said, technically, I still am, even though I'm going to get a divorce. He gives me the phone. Why he do that? I kept that phone on. He went to jail for about 3 months because of child support, back pay. But I had the log of all the hoes. And, they was calling the phone. And
he never stopped.
Oh, girl. So I picked up the phone. I act like I was him. I was like, hello, what's up?
Oh, my God.
I said, hey. I said, this is who. Oh, you gonna meet me tonight? I was like, yeah, we gonna meet. Our favorite spot. And I was like,
do you think he was doing it the whole marriage?
Man, girl, yes.
It's one thing to cheat. It's another thing to be a prostitute.
He was bona fide cheater, baby, bona fide. So when he was in jail, calling, this is a collect call from, I said, what do you want? I said, why don't you call blank, blank, blank. I started naming off the He was like, what you talking about? I said, I got your phone. And I kept the phone on. I didn't turn the phone off. And so I said, when you get back, I need you to come get all your stuff. I said, I'm filing for a divorce anyway.
Absolutely.
So during that time, my dad's getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And the guy I'm married to now, we're dating at the point. How you dating? Your marriage ain't finalized. In my mind, it was finalized. So
that's what,
we're dating. And my dad said, I want to meet the guy that you is talking to right now. That's making you happy. Because he said, you seem happy. I was like, I am happy. So he walks in to meet my dad, and my dad said, hey, you look like me.
They sure
He said, you look like a younger version of me.
Do.
And my dad and him built the best relationship within the 2 months. So as my dad did home hospice, he came home to die. I knew this man was my husband.
That's awesome.
And let me tell you how I knew. What man is going to change another man's diaper and wipe them and you don't even know him like that?
Wow.
Yeah.
My husband, who I'm married to today, did that.
Wow.
Did that. And during that time, my dad dies and he takes his final breath in the bedroom that I design in, that I do all my designs in.
Wow.
My daddy was an interior decorator, so that room became my prayer room.
Wow.
So I got the impartation to design the way that I'm designing for my dad. I know that's why.
That is incredible. Wow. So let me ask you this as we get ready to wrap it up.
Yes.
Do you believe it's fair, and Russell, you chime in too, do you believe it's fair to hold future partners accountable for one person's betrayal? Rara, go first. Do you think it's fair to cause everybody else in whoever you may meet in the future to pay for what somebody else did?
I don't think so.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't think so. Now that I'm mature, I don't.
But it does take maturity because, like we talked about before, you get angry.
Yes.
And you project.
You do, and I did have that problem early on, as I was dating the man that I'm married to now, my husband now. I would do that. He'd be like, "I'm not him." He said, "Don't make me pay for him."
Sometimes you don't even realize that you're projecting it onto somebody. They have to kind of like check you on it.
But then, Pastor Kels, the reason why I was so whack with my emotions is 2 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant with my son, Legacy.
Aww.
So a lot of what I was putting him through, I was pregnant and hormonal.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow. And I remember finding out I was pregnant, and then it was like the church just
wipe their hands away.
Yeah. I became the person that you're in the full-time ministry, you're a pastor, and now you're pregnant out of wedlock. Yeah.
I can only imagine how that went.
It was hurtful, but it showed me who to be with.
Did it cause you to kind of break out of the traditional mode of church?
It did. Yes. I am not judgmental.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I love to work with women who are broken and who have gone through these type of things. I love to work with men in prison who have mama issues and daddy issues because I understand now.
Wow.
More than anything.
So as we close out, how do you not project past pain onto present and future experiences? Like, I think it starts with an awareness, and like, you're not that person. Yes. But for somebody who's listening right now, who may be able to relate to what we're saying, like, okay, maybe I am still angry, or I am still angry or bitter or afraid. I think some of it is just fear that, okay, you're going to do to me what everybody else has done. Yes. Especially when it's a cycle. Yeah. What do you say, Bessie?
Cautious.
Yeah, because I mean, you do have to be cautious when it's been a cycle in your life that everybody you get with, you know, it flops, they take advantage. Yes. I mean, not that you're just an angel in the whole situation, but there are things that kind of repeat. So you have to be mindful of those cycles too. You have to be mindful of those cycles, and then you have to tell yourself, you have to make a commitment not to trauma bond. That's what I was going to say. Because it's very important to know what your partner or what your mate, what experiences have they gone through. Right. Find out their past experiences, and when you match your past experiences with theirs, you know what's going to trigger them. Yeah. And they know what's going to trigger you. So you stay out of the way of those triggers by knowing. And you have to be really open and honest. I was going to say, you got to have discussions about what things are potentially triggers for you, because you don't know. Sometimes you don't know what your triggers are until it kind of like happens. But if you can be aware of the ones that you know about, you can better navigate through a relationship in a healthy way. So true. So, anything else, Bessie?
Listen, I have enjoyed this segment.
Yeah, it's
thank you for having me.
Yeah, and it's just good to know that God restores. So you went through that, but you don't know what people have gone through. Right. Looking at you is like, what? But that's what God does with all of us in one way or another. So, y'all, this is my girl, Dr. Tiffany Love. She designed my beautiful clothes. She is just a bad fashion designer, and just tell them how they can purchase one of these beautiful prophetic blazers. Yes. Just give them your information as we close out. Yes, so you can look me up on Dr. Tiffany Love on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Dr. Tiffany Love Rollins. And then you can also go to my personal website at tiffanyalove.com. So tiffanyalove.com, and there's a way on there to reach out to you. Yes, you can click on have a consultation for a blazer design or a custom design. Yeah, and she has her fingerprint on everything, but it's not the same. No. So you'll have your own customized product that's specific for you. Yes. So thank you for joining us. You use hats too, right? I do. Oh yeah, hats. Don't I have on one? Yes. I'm just so in love with my clothes. I'm just, oh my God. So yeah, these are awesome too. So you'll see all of her products and what she offers on her website. We want to say thank you for joining us today. We have to bring you back in the future. Yes, thank you for being so open and transparent. I know what we talked about today really helped somebody. So glad to do it. Yeah. Glad to do it. All right. Well, that's it for now. We'll see y'all next time. Bye. Bye.